Oh no, I'm fake. I'm fake. That's right. I have lied about all of it. Every single thing that has led me up to this point in my life has all been a lie. I've been fake. As you can see, the woman behind here shouting. Oh, she's in the background all nice and blurred and everything. There you go. We can see her nice and clear. We don't need to listen to her or care about her. So we're going to talk about me being fake, because this is something that's interesting. Have I lied about all of it? Now, I have addressed this plenty of times before, but let's just really think about where a lot of this stuff stems from over a decade ago at this point. When I started my YouTube channel, this is where probably most people have found me from. Ever since I started my YouTube channel, okay, now I'm on plenty of other platforms and everything, but it was just solely YouTube when I started out. It's all that I started out with. People started saying that I was fake, that I was lying about who I was, that I was not authentic with who I was. They're basically saying because it's not right for someone with a mental illness, because that's what I was talking about when I first started. I was talking about mental illness. I was talking about my struggle with various things that I was dealing with at the time and throughout my life, early childhood up until I was 23, 24 years old, 25 years old. Actively going to a therapist at that time, actively seeking the help that I needed. And the only outlet that I had to really express myself was to make videos, to talk about these things, to explore my mind, explore the symptoms that I was experiencing. Well, plenty of people would basically call me fake and say, well, there's no way someone who truly has this mental illness is going to be able to document it. They're not going to document it and put it online for the world to see. Or they would also say, well, you don't fit 110% of the criteria, which means you are fake. These are people who are not psychologists. These are people who do not know me. These are people who basically just watched a video for maybe 5 seconds. That's all that they watched. They watched it for like 5 seconds and said, this is a fake person who's attention seeking. Some people I remember even saying, well, she talks about all these mental health conditions that she has, but the only one she actually has is attention seeking disorder. And I would say anyone who truly knows me would realize that I'm the opposite of an attention seeking person. Okay, it's like, even though my appearance does stand out, I don't do it intentionally to stand out, like attention seeking. I just, this is just how my appearance is, okay? Instead, I'm someone who I'd rather not have the attention on me most of the time. If anything, I get very nervous or scared if people are looking at me, or back then was really, really bad. Things are certainly better now, but there's still, things are not perfect, but back then it was far worse, where people, I would be so suspicious of people. So it's like, why would I want to bring attention to myself way back then? So that is how I started. When I started making videos, that people would call me fake. Fake this, fake that, just all this sort of stuff. And it did bring me down a lot, because I felt as though that my experiences were not valid. That what I was going through was not legitimate. It was all within my head. And when you really think about it, mental illness is all in your head. It's like, is the stuff that you're experiencing actually real and genuine? It seems like it is. It seems like it's actually happening, but it's really not. It's your brain playing tricks on you to make you believe something that isn't true. But that's not something you can actively see. And I think that is where I got really upset with people calling me a fake online, because it affected me. Like, is none of this true? Am I just making it all up? But also, I thank all these people who called me fake and belittled me, because it helped me be a stronger person. Where now, someone can call me fake or anything else. Like, there's still plenty of comments that have come in, people calling me a fake and a liar and whatever. saying all these things that, I just lie about, or I have lied about. It doesn't matter if whatever it is that they say, it doesn't affect me anymore. It really doesn't. So I thank these horrible people back in the day, because they allowed me to be a stronger person that doesn't get affected by that sort of stuff. Because the truth of the matter is, no one will truly know what the struggles are. If you have a mental illness, if you have a mental disorder, you're basically on your own. Now, I don't mean that you're on your own as in that there's no help for you, okay? There's plenty of help. You can talk to plenty of, psychologists or family and friends, and there's plenty of people there for you to help. But the thing is, no one's going to truly understand your struggles like you will. So you cannot try to force someone else to understand them, because they never truly will. For someone who does not have a mental health condition, they're not going to understand the struggles that you're dealing with. So when I was making videos back in the day, and even to this day, I may come on here all smiling, nice and happy and everything, but you don't know what happens behind the scenes. Behind the camera, you don't know what happens. You don't know the things that I continue to deal with even to this day, where it all seems like, oh look, everything is fine for her. She's overcome so many struggles, which I have, and I'm very happy for that. But that doesn't mean that they're 100% gone. And they probably never will be. So the things behind the scenes that you don't see, that I don't post online, the things that I don't talk about publicly, no one knows what those struggles are, because I don't post those. So to say that someone is fake based on something that you see in a little video is a very incorrect statement to make. So if we think about some of the stuff, I've been dealing with within my own life, just maybe some of you are aware, maybe some of you are not aware of the things that I'd been diagnosed with a long time ago and everything. I talked about it. I've made videos talking about these conditions and all that sort of stuff, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder caused by, childhood stuff. So for me, I would say most of where that formed from has all been resolved at this point. Like, that doesn't affect me anymore. It's just newer stuff that could happen, that could trigger some of those things. But also the other big thing, also another condition that many people don't understand is a schizoaffective disorder. So this one, is still something that is still there. You can't 100% get rid of it or get away from it, but this is something that, still is a problem for me today. And basically, it's a combination of mood disorder like depression and, bipolar disorder combined with schizophrenia type symptoms. So you have depression and psychosis and delusion. So these are things that I deal with that cause problems in relationships and friendships and a whole bunch of other areas of my life as well. So you don't see that aspect. And people will sit here and not understand that because they don't see it. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting, all the people who say all the hurtful things that they do, not knowing the struggles, not understanding what I go through, not necessarily on a daily basis, but when it does happen, it's something that it's very bad. So no one will really understand that. And I think the message I'm trying to get across here is that you shouldn't, anyone who's calling you a fake or whatever and doesn't understand you, they don't have to understand you. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter if they understand you or not. It literally, who cares what this woman has to say? Okay? I don't care. What matters is that I deal with certain things within my life. And if you have a mental disorder or illness, you have other symptoms, you deal with other things that perhaps I may not even understand. But they are unique to you. So you have to be the person to explore them, get the help and proper treatment that you need for them so that you can just manage them as best as you possibly can so that not every day is awful. You know, you don't want to live every day in a state of just feeling awful. You want to be able to live as happy as you can despite the problems that you're facing. So that is just my message that is very important, because all thought about these people who call me fake.